Well, hello, everybody. It is TexAgs Rewind. David Nuno here. Nick, I know you're not jealous of me going to a beach. Are you a beach kind of guy?
I am, yeah. I much rather be in the sun on the beach than cold winter.
Yeah.
By far.
So it's not going to be super. So I'm going to South Florida for a wedding. I won't be hanging out at the beach as much as I'd like to. But I looked at the weather. Between 68 and 75. So not like
that's
ideal.
Perfect.
That's perfect.
Yeah, that's perfect.
For Miami, it's like a winter blizzard for those folks, right? Like, oh, you better bring your jacket. I'm like, dude, I woke up this morning, it was 40? So, but Bronny will be here doing the show. Today, we broke down that wide receiver room with OB. They're going to be pretty deep there, Nick.
Pretty deep, yeah. Two big additions so far. I think it's going to be just got doinked in the head by Rush TA, and another one. But yeah, they're going to be pretty deep.
Yeah, they're going to be deep there. Logan Lee joined the show to break down that big game tonight, A&M versus Auburn. It's a big one for the Aggies as I hear more sound in the background popping. Nick,
I'm trying to get some ammo to throw back at Richard.
Okay, now you're on camera. You're both going to HR after this little thing. Recruiting country, Jason Howell joined us because you have so much Bronny this week. Jason has some good insight. And then we did a player spotlight with CT on McKinley Jackson stopping the run in the middle of that line and also getting to the quarterback. He's a big part of what A&M does when they're doing it successfully, and they're going to need a lot more of it next year. It's TexAgs Rewind. So let's go through that wide receiver room, OB. Evan Stewart, good?
Excellent.
Moose Muhammad, good?
Excellent.
Noah Thomas, potential?
Lots of it.
Micah Tease, he's coming in.
Supposed to be crazy fast.
Cottrell coming in.
Don't know a whole lot about him other than he was a 4-star guy that was committed to Georgia, so I like him.
We like him. Tyron Smith.
Like what his numbers he produced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big play guy.
Yeah.
And maybe, hopefully.
Please, Lord.
A gentleman by the name of?
Anais Smith.
Hopefully. That would be, I don't know if it's the best wide receiver room in football. I don't know. But it sounds really good on paper.
Yeah, and I'm really curious what's going on with Jalen Preston.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if he's got a job lined up, I get it.
Right.
Move on. But everybody that I know that went to college tells me the best years of their lives were when they were in college. So if you could have a chance to spend another year at college playing football and getting probably some money to do it and just all the things that come with it, man, wouldn't you do it?
Yeah.
But now if he's got a really good job lined up, I get it, But I do wonder what's going on with Jalen Preston.
Yeah, I agree. But the room is getting full.
There was this angst a month ago about, oh, my gosh, what are we going to do at receiver? And I'm thinking, is it really that dire?
I mean, they also haven't played the reigning National Player of the Year in the post in Oscar Tshiebwe, who would have been the number one pick in the draft last season, but decided to come back for one reason or another. And that, I mean, Tshiebwe was coming off 37 points and 24 rebounds. I don't even think he hit double-figure scoring against the Aggies, and he didn't grab his rebounds until 10 minutes was left in the game when a light came on in his head, and for a 4 or 5 minute stretch, A&M couldn't do anything to stop him. He grabbed all the rebounds. He grabbed offensive rebounds. He grabbed defensive rebounds. Even when he was just going for the ball, and I would assume that you remember it, he's tipping the ball up and it just goes in the basket. That's what he was doing, and that's going to happen when you play a guy like Tshiebwe. However, I do think that games will get tougher. Scouting reports will get more detailed. Teams will figure out A&M. They're going to have to make some adjustments. But along with that, they're playing better teams. They're playing longer, taller, bigger, stronger, faster, more athletic teams, and that's going to happen. You're going to see that against Auburn. You're going to see that against Arkansas. You're going to see that against Alabama. Those teams are better, and it's just going to happen. And so A&M is going to have to adjust, continuously adjust. I mean, that's the name of the game across the entire season, is who can adjust the best. At this point, teams are who they are. How do you find a way to take away the other team's strengths? And I have confidence in Buzz and his staff because they've shown it every single year. Throughout the year, as the second half of the season comes, Buzz's teams get better. And there's no reason to say that A&M's not going to continue to get better this year.
Yeah. Hey, so we just had a stat, Nick is throwing up some stats out there. Henry Coleman, Dexter Dennis, and Wade Taylor. Those three guys did not have their best game. But I want to focus in at least on Wade. He's been in a little bit of a funk right now. How important is it for him to jump out of that and start being the Wade that we know he can be erratic, but when he's effective, he's super effective.
Absolutely. I think I haven't liked his shot selection, and to be honest, even when he's scoring 20 points a game, there's still a handful of shots that I'm like, whoa, slow down, take your time, and pass the ball, get it back, and then take that shot. Not that it was necessarily a bad shot that he takes. It's the timing of it. He could take that shot at any point in the shot clock. He doesn't have to take it with 17 seconds on the shot clock still.
Junior Day, what can you tell us? How was it? How are things developing here for this little program?
It went great. All three commitments showed up. They were in town for a long weekend. Didn't just show up on Saturday. They spent a lot of time, all three of them, around the coaches, around the other recruits, and really helped lay the groundwork of what's to come in that 24 class. Overall, it was a like I said, it was a great weekend. No commitments, but none were really expected. You had, top quarterback prospect Aaron Nolan in from Georgia, got in on Friday, stayed till Sunday, and spent a lot of time around a guy that he's very familiar with in DeBron Gatling, who's been in his ear as an A&M commit, trying to get him into the fold. Spent a lot of quality time with Coach Petrino, and really a big thing for him was having his mom in town with him. This was her first trip to College Station, so getting her in the environment. But had linebackers, several linebackers in town, a lot of top prospects, and overall the vibe, the impression from talking to all the kids was, just how genuine and real the coaching staff was with them. It was they felt like they got a lot of questions answered, and put A&M in a great spot moving into the next few months. When
these recruits come to town for something like this, is it a big deal that they stay the whole weekend, or is it like, is there a plan for them to stay for like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or is it kind of up in the air depending on how they're doing?
Well, the junior day is typically it's a one-day event, so they get around the coaches, get around the program, they get their tours, they meet with the coaches, and they kind of get the sights and sounds, and it can vary depending on how far someone's come, but typically if a guy's staying the whole, more than one day, it's because they're having a good time. So yeah, absolutely.
Even though they struggled a bit with a run, even with McKinley out there, what do you think the biggest issue was stopping the run, and how much better were they when McKinley's out there?
I think they're a lot better when he's out there. Again, I think he's hard to move off of his spot, but then also that defense and being able to work collectively as a unit, and I haven't got a chance to go back and watch tape from the last season, but it could have been something where, our D-line does their job and the linebacker has a bad fit, or, the linebacker does a great job and the D-line is in the wrong gap. So it's a combination of those things. And I don't think people really understand, how in sync you have to be, do your job. I'm always big on, don't try to do somebody else's job. Don't try to be the hero. Just do your job. Demand do your job really well. Demand a double team if that's the case, from being, whether you're in a 3 technique or you're playing that 1 or even that head up nose. But be the best you can be at that position and trust your teammates that they're going to do their job behind you. So I think if they can do those things, we can see an improvement, especially on, the run defense with this defense, because there were some times during the season that we gave up some gaping holes and we got gashed pretty good.
All right. Close out the show, Nick. Tell them what to do.
I don't want to. Yeah, don't put me on camera because they're gonna keep throwing stuff at me.
That's the best part of it.
You gotta like. You gotta subscribe. You gotta share with your friends. Go follow Richard Zane on everything, and TexAgs, and David Nuno.
Hey, remind them who won the World Series this year. All right, that's TexAgs Rewind.